early in the morning on a Saturday morning, just being sacrilegious, just disrespected.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to We Have Something to Say with Kenneth Live and Leonard Watkins. And Kenneth says I'm being sacrilegious because I didn't know who was throwing the Derby Day party because I've never been to one. But so I'm going to let him go ahead and tell him how sacrilegious I was and um,
Oh,
get your rant
hey,
in.
this is no slight on anybody else, but he said, "Who's throwing the party?" Now, mind you, his brother,
Daddy, brother, two
daddy,
good
brother.
friends, two good friends of mine,
Yeah,
you,
I'm saying
somebody else.
it's all these hours. He's talking about who throw the party. Damn it, you know who throw the party. That's disrespectful and churlish.
Look, I didn't know till like last week that the Alphas had created their own like I didn't know they had an updated version of their own dance with the Rex and Effect song. Da-da. You haven't seen that?
Oh, that's Rex and Effects.
Yeah, not Rex Effects. That's
That's Effects.
Nas Effects. Das Effects. Yeah, yeah. I
Okay, I
didn't
was
know
about to
that.
say.
I didn't. I actually like that though. I like I like the dudes at South Carolina State that did it. I've watched that quite a few times. I'm like, yeah, they kicking it. They
Now,
kicking it.
hold on.
They
Why
sings.
is mine not? It's not showing up live on mine.
I don't know why I'm sitting right here saying this live on yours. Check mark Kenneth Lively. Yeah,
Okay, let me
sure
go
is
back.
saying that.
There we
Check.
go. Now we cooking with grease. Now we cooking with grease.
Let's see.
I
You
I was
what?
gonna say, Leonard asked me a couple of minutes ago what we're gonna talk about, and let's. I'm gonna tell y'all this, and if you haven't noticed this show is very organic. It's at one time when we first started, we would sit down, we would talk to each other and strategize about what we're gonna talk about and all that. But over time, it's evolved to the point where it's just straight organic. So what you see is not something that we plan. We don't plan to say it. It just pops up. So this is really and truly a spontaneous thing. Now, Leonard may have something he saw during the week and he's been studying and all that to talk about, but I don't know.
Good
Nine
morning,
times out
everyone.
of ten, I have no idea what he's talking about. And also, y'all hear that in the background. Leonard is actually in a Zoom meeting, another Zoom meeting. He should mic his, mute his mic, because your stuff is bleeding over the eye stuff. Thank you, sir.
This is gonna be weird.
It's still not muted, man.
What's not muted?
Your other meeting.
That better? I'm muted. My mic's muted. They can't hear
No,
me.
Mike, mute this mic. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, my bad.
Thank you. See, that's what I'm saying. Being all disrespectful early in the morning. So, but as I said, we're this is spontaneous. So he asked me a couple of minutes ago what I was gonna what I wanted to talk about. And he brought up something because I want to talk about it, but I was going to wait till later on to do it. But since he brought it up now, I said I might as well do it now. So for those of you who haven't seen my the post I put up the other day, I was walking through my school, Glen Hills High School. Shout out to the Spartans. Um, and this lady, and I don't know what her title is. I don't know if she was a paraprofessional or teacher, but she works specifically with one student, one special needs student. And I always see her in the morning, and she's waiting by the door for the mother of that child to drop the child off, and then she takes her back to, yeah, she takes her back to the classroom. So this particular day, I saw her in the office, and I went upstairs. So it's not like we made eye contact. I just got a quick glimpse of her as I was walking up the stairs. And then when I got halfway up the stairs, she said, "Hey, old man." So I keep walking. My slow pace because my knees are killing me. I'm walking up the steps. And then she continues to talk. She said, I don't, she said something. And then finally I realized, I think she's talking to me. So I said, "You talking to me?" She said, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know your name, so that's why I said, oh man, I ain't trying to be disrespectful." And then I thought about it. I said, well, I introduced myself, say, "Hey, Kenneth Lively." She told me her name, which I don't remember her name. I'm really bad with names, y'all. So please forgive me. I'm really bad with names. But anyway, she told me her name and all this. I said, okay. And I went on, continued doing what I was going to do. That got me to thinking. And I do most of my thinking on the throne of grace. And that's why I do my best thinking. Most of y'all do that too. In case y'all don't, y'all know what the throne of grace is, right? Leonard, you know what the throne of grace is? Shake your head, yes. Okay. So I do my best thinking on the throne of grace. And as I'm sitting on the throne of grace and thinking, I was like, when the hell did I become old man? I just got used to, I remember, a few years ago, everybody was calling me OG. I'm like, yeah, I'm OG, Hey, I'm in my 50s. I'm OG. I'm good with that. Then the kids start calling me Unc, and I was feeling some kind of way about Unc because I'm like, I don't know. Because you had grown men calling me Unc. I'm like, motherfucker, I ain't old. I'm old to be your older brother. I ain't old enough to be your daddy. I'm old to be your older brother. But this old man didn't sit well with me because I look at myself in the mirror. I don't see old man. So when did I become old man? At what age do you become old man? I'm not Leonard. I haven't crossed the 60 threshold yet. I'm still I'm knocking on the door, but I ain't crossed that threshold yet. So at what age do you become the old man or the old lady? That's the question I have, because I'll say this, and and in all transparency, I'm gonna tell y'all this. I laugh at myself sometimes. When I'm walking, especially when I'm in the hallways of school and I'm out there by myself, I feel like I'm walking so slow. And it's mainly because, as I keep telling you, I have one disrespectful knee and a disobedient knee. Another one's disobedient. So my knees are killing me. And it's from years of, being in the military, being a cop, car accidents, combination of a whole bunch of things. So my knees are killing me. And at some point, I'm going to have to do something about it. Actually, I wanted to do something about it this summer, but that's a different story. It's a whole different story. So I'm looking, and I'm like, why the hell am I walking so damn slow? I'm walking like I can barely walk. And that's not the case. I can walk. If I want to walk faster, I can. But for some reason, I'm walking slow as hell. And I'm thinking to myself, damn, is that why she called me old man? Because I walk slow? Should I speed up my process? Because one of the reasons why I walk slow, because I ain't in no hurry. And the other reason is I have noticed, especially if I'm going upstairs or something like that, because of my knees, I take my time. I don't care. I don't give a damn who's behind me. I don't care where I got to be. I ain't rushing to get up no stairs because that stuff hurts. And rushing to get downstairs. Because shoot, about 2 months ago, I was stepping down some stairs and missed a step and goddamn almost broke my neck. Luckily, I was holding on to the rail. So, my question to you, the old dudes in here. Now, at least one of y'all is an old man. I ain't gonna say his name, but he is an old man. Old man, when did you transition from OG to old man? Speak up now. You always got something to say. Say something now. When did you, what is the seriously, I want to know, what is the transition age? When do you transition from Unc to old man? Because I need to know. I need to be prepared mentally to transition from Unc to old man. I ain't retired. I ain't close to being retired. Well, I guess I could be retired. And really, truly, retirement does not mean you're old, because I know several people that I went to school with that are retired. They retired from the military, or with a couple of people I know retired from their jobs, but they've had those jobs 30-something years. They started out in their 20s. So you in your mid-50s, you started at 22, you in your mid to late 50s, of course you're able to retire. That's 30 years. You're able to retire. So at what age do you transition from OG to auntie or unc to old man or old lady? What is that age, y'all? Somebody tell me, seriously. What did Don say? Just the salt and pepper beard. No, I ain't that damn beard. I had this beard for years, man. Ain't got nothing to do with my beard. And let's be real. The person who called me old man, she looks old as I do. She looks old. In my opinion, I'm looking at her. I'm like, shit, she look damn near old as me. Now she probably isn't, but she looks it to me. So, at what age do we transition, Don?
Is you shuffling up them damn steps?
But that's called self-preservation. When I was born, Truman was president. Yeah, Truman in the third quarter.
Marion, he just don't
hold
want to
on. Hold on. Is that truly the third quarter?
Marion,
is that true?
He don't want to say he missed the handrail when she walked in.
No, I didn't.
He went to grab the handrail and stumbled.
No, I did not. And even if I did, she wouldn't have seen it. I really, truly, I don't even know how she saw my face, knew who I was. Because she was literally, even though the office has glass windows and all the big glass windows and glass doors, she was walking out of the office and I barely caught a glimpse of her. And as I was walking up, so I'm trying to figure out when I first saw her, she had her back turned to me. So I don't know how she knew it was me, but apparently she knew it was me, unless she wasn't really talking to me as the old man, and I just happened to be there and responded. But seriously, and Marion, you said you in the third quarter. What age is the fourth quarter? When does the fourth quarter start?
Wait.
I thought old man was the fourth quarter.
Did you really stop and have to take a deep breath?
No. Not that day. But I'm taking deep breath because my knees hurt. I'll tell you this. My age has nothing to do with my knees hurting. At least in my opinion, I don't think it does. It's gotten worse. But the trauma that my knees had, my knees suffered when I was younger, is actually coming back to haunt me. Now that's what it is. But I could still have the same problem if I had done it when I was in my 20s. Well, one of them I did mess up in my 20s, but if I had the injuries that I had in my 20s and both these and all that, I probably would have had developed this in my 30s or my late 30s or early 40s. So my age ain't got nothing to do with it, in my opinion.
So are you a 5 pumps and a done guy?
Hold on. What are we talking? Where did that come from?
You said you old, so we trying to establish the parameters of everything.
Ain't nobody see. You had to take it there. Leave it to a Watkins to take it there. We talk about knees and all this. He bring up some other stuff. I wonder, where did this come from? And now I get 7. God damn it.
Don said flag on the play.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Don. You don't ask no man how many pumps he got. Oh my God, talk about a man law violation. That's what I'm saying.
Don, I still got
been married too long.
Don, I still got friends talking some, oh shoot, I'm in there for 2 hours. Yeah, right.
Shit, you wasn't in 2 hours. You wasn't in there 2 hours when you was in your night when you were 20 years old. I'm dead serious. At what age do you become the old man? And one thing I never said I wanted to do, which is so funny to me, be the old man in the club. That I've never wanted to be the old man in the club, the one that's over there dancing. Like yesterday, on my Facebook feed, Instagram, whatever, something came up. And you know how people do those what's the name of that song? Boots on the Ground. So you had this old dude with a walker doing the dance with Boots on the Ground. I'm like, what the hell? And all he doing is just turning the walk around and round and he was doing. That shit was so funny to me. He wasn't doing none of the, side to the step forward. He wasn't doing none of that. All he did was turn it. And he was on beat, though. He had that walker on beat. Him and that walker was on beat. But that's all he was doing was just turning it, doing this and doing that, back it up, back and forward. I said, look at this shit. Oh my God. Oh man, I swear. I'll say this. It's one good thing about I'm looking forward to being old is saying whatever the hell I want to say and not worry about any consequences. That's the thing about being old, other than being older itself, and living longer. But
you've been old if that's the case.
No. I am not. I have been holding back. Believe me, I've been holding back. When I get to the old man stage, I'm gonna say every damn thing that pop into my head, and I got a very vivid imagination. Very vivid imagination. I got stuff popping in my head all the time that my tongue says, "Don't you say that shit? Don't you say that shit?" All the time that shit happens. So I'm waiting for the age, whatever age. Marion, it's on you, brother. You got to tell us when does the old man stage? When do you become old man? Tell me what stage that is, what age that is.
Marion gonna come to this camera and strangle your ass. You keep trying to say it.
Well, hold up. He is the senior member of our audience, I guess, for the most part. I don't know who else watches us as his age, close to his age, whatever. But I mean, Marion, I don't know. Is Marion old enough to be our father? Is he old enough to do that? Because what is senior? That's what I'm asking. I mean, right now,
That's your alpha brother. That's my other alpha friend I was talking about. That's your alpha brother asked you that.
But my thing is,
because I didn't know who was throwing the day party. That's your alpha brother, Bruce. Bruce, this is your alpha brother to start this conversation this morning.
Right, because alphas, we think on many different levels.
6 pumps and you out.
Oh, I'm good for at least 7. I'm good for at least 7. 7 strong, long pumps. Oh, shit. So you've been singing since 40 and letting loose. Hold up, what is that? What is letting loose? What now you gotta explain the letting loose part, Bruce. Because that are you talking about you just say whatever you want to say?
He just like you. Bruce say what the fuck he want to say.
No.
Wait. And then he'd sarcastically call you stupid. It take you 2 minutes to realize Bruce just called me stupid. Yeah, wait a minute.
But see, this is the thing though. And Bruce, you don't say whatever the hell you want. Because you have a filter. We all have a filter. I'm getting to the point where I don't have a filter. I'll give you a perfectly good example. When I was in college, summer after my freshman year, had a little piece of job, and I had a girlfriend then, and she asked me if she could borrow $25. My grandma found out, and my grandma called me a dumbass. Now, mind you, my entire life, I had never ever heard my grandma say anything like that. My grandma used to say shit, but she didn't say shit. She would say shit. And it took me till I was 40 years old to realize that my grandma was saying shit. I didn't realize she was saying shit that whole time. But I never heard my grandma curse. So when she called me a dumbass, that to me, that was the funniest thing in the world. I laughed for half an hour behind that because that was so funny to me, hearing her say that. And she had reached that level in her life, in her eyes, where she could say, you a dumbass. She had reached that level. Now, at that time, grandma was about 62, somewhere around there. She was in her 60s, if I'm not mistaken. She was about in her 60s. So is it that when you reach your 60s, is that when the filter comes off? Is that when it is? I want to know. Leonard, You 60. Your
Not
filter
yet.
come off yet?
Not yet.
Man, you so goddamn close to filter. You got the key in the lock, then turn the lock, open the door, and you got one toe in 60. Just go ahead and admit it.
I absolutely, I'm proud of it. I don't run from it.
I ain't say it. Listen, I ain't say that. I said no. I
So,
never said anything was wrong with it.
so look, I had time to be arguing with y'all fucking alphas today and y'all technicalities. So, okay, Bruce, what you say? Everyone has a little filter. It's called tact. Some people I would never argue with. He showed off. He sure won't argue with you when he got his opinion. He's like, okay, Leonard, you go on with your bad stuff.
I mean, I'll argue with you for a couple of minutes, and then I'm like, oh, this motherfucker dumb as shit, and I just move on. I just move on. So I get that part. I get that part. But seriously, when do you reach the old man stage? Nobody's answered. Where's Marion go? See, Marion go. When I asked Marion a pointed question, one that he's very he's very qualified to answer. He don't respond.
No, because he gonna troll. He wait for you to say something he could troll you on.
he don't say a word. Ask him a direct question. Because really and truly, when he said that's the third quarter, I'm trying to figure out what age is the fourth quarter. What is the age of the fourth quarter?
Hey, look, Bruce know how I feel about this. After the last election, for me, all bets are off. I'm not following the logical game plan when there's no logic. I'm not following the game plan. Yep, all them bad influences in my life at IBM. Little did I know.
See, that's another thing. In corporate America, you have to have some type of filter. I'm supposed to have some type of filter, as a teacher. Now, my filter is very thin in my classroom. It's very thin. That's razor thin. That there's a whole lot of stuff that come out of my mouth that should not be coming out of my mouth, but they bring that out of me. And actually, to be quite honest, being a teacher and being the type of teacher that will say anything to you, it's not say anything, will say a lot of stuff to you. One, because I want you to feel comfortable around me, and the more comfortable you feel, the more you want to listen to me. That's what I want to do. So I that part, having a certain amount of a filter, my filter is very thin when I'm at work, mainly because I want my kids to feel comfortable around me. That's my tactic of teaching. And the more comfortable they feel around me, the more they want to be in my class, and the more they love my class, the more they would learn stuff, and they don't even know they're learning stuff. And I teach them, as y'all know, most of you know, I teach my students about life. I don't teach them about just what's in a book, because that book stuff don't mean nothing in the real world. Once you leave the real world, unless you're doing something, unless you're learning how to read, learning how to do math, or other stuff like that, learning about who were the leaders of the Allied leaders during World War II, is not relevant to your life right now. It's not. So that's why I try to bring some humor to my classroom, so my students will remember who the three leaders were during World War II when they take that test. And they do remember that. I'm so proud of myself. I got to at least remember those three dudes.
How
okay.
Unalive somebody. What was said in my
76 is the fourth. Okay, hold on. So, Marion, how old are you, if I maybe ask? Hell, I am asking. How old are you? How old is Marion? Is he like, I guess, is it, because I always assume he was about our parents' age, at least by, in his late 70s, early 80s. You on mute, you know that, right?
Younger than our parents.
Oh, he is. Okay. All right. So 76 to 100 is the fourth quarter. So anything over 100 is overtime, huh? So hold on. Anything over 100 is overtime. I like that logic, Marion. I like that logic.
And
I'm
Bruce,
trying to get into overtime.
Marion is a man, Bruce. Marion is a man, a grown ass man.
Yeah, married as a man. You see the thing that says Marion Macmillan Jr.? I don't think there's a woman named Junior. But anyway,
That's your
so
alpha,
70, so
that's your alpha brother having a brain fart.
listen, you gonna leave me and my brother alone today. We ain't messing around with you GDIs. Y'all stay. Oh, and Don's my frat brother too. Don, are you typing something? Nothing's popping up with your stuff.
Don's frat?
Yeah.
Stuff around? Oh,
Yeah.
hell no. Y'all just got me outnumbered on here.
73. Okay. All right. So you are in the third quarter. So hold on. So what quarter are we in? What quarter? If you're under 60, what quarter are you in? I don't know. I see. Marion got me thinking about this quarter stuff now. So the first quarter is what? If you do that 1 to 25, 25 to 50 is the second. So third quarter is 50 to 75. Okay, so that's I guess there would be quarters if you go by 25. Okay, I guess there would be quarters. All right, that makes sense. All right, Marion, I get your logic now.
Marion, tell him anything over 65 is borrowed time anyway.
No. This is true. You are severely outnumbered. There's one alpha in the room. Everybody got about out. So, but like I said, man, it's been a crazy week. I've enjoyed, really truly. I kind of enjoy. I don't have any more real pressure at school because my kids took the end of the course.
Wait, everybody. That's his rant is over. I just want to say, Don, Bruce, the two alpha people, his rant lasted for 28 minutes about this lady calling him old. 28 minutes because he missed 28 minutes because he missed the handrail and had to bend over and catch his breath.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay, I got you. Yeah. I embrace my unk stage. I'm in the unk stage. I ain't in the old man stage yet. I ain't even the grandfather yet.
Cialis is a dangerous drug. Have you feeling something that you're not no more?
Hold up, where you see that at? I didn't see that. That stuff don't work anyway. Mississippi, that's okay. I see that now. I see his comment from before. And the fact that he was able to become your grandfather means he got away from that situation too. He came out on the right end of that. Eat right. Okay, well let's get into that. Since Leonard want to bring this stuff up, what food should you be eating to get more than 6 pumps? Oh, we on some shit today, y'all. We on some shit today. Also, damn, what is Lutely? That's a typo?
Absolutely, Kenneth.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, all right, got you. Stay away from deep fried. So you said stay away from deep fried? Can it be lightly fried? Is that okay? Can it be sauteed? Is sauteed good? Inquiring minds want to know. Linda trying to figure out how to get more than 6 pumps.
I know.
I just said Linda trying to, since he brought up he's trying to get more than 5 because he's the one that brought up the 5 pumps. We were talking about something totally different.
Look, you know I'm about to sue you for defamation. You keep it up.
But but then seriously, it's all of this stuff. This growing older stuff is interesting because we're dealing with stuff that we've never had to deal with before. I mean, it's the issues that we have. We don't know what to do because the blueprint the blueprint on how to survive this stuff was lost in translation. We don't know. It's our generation. We're the first generation. I think we're the microwave generation. We were the first generation to grow up with a microwave, for the most part, right?
Yeah,
Does that sound about right? Oh, watermelon. Oh yeah, I love me some watermelon.
Watermelon is really good for you.
I heard about the rind. Yeah, I heard about the rind too. I heard about that, but I love watermelon. Matter of fact, I might give me some watermelon today. But we're the first generation to grow up with the microwave, if I'm not mistaken. Microwaves invented or became more commercially available in our lifetime. Before that, and I always think about this, when I was growing up, my grandmother would cook dinner on Saturday night. Cook dinner on Saturday night, put it in the refrigerator overnight. We come home from church, she heat up the food in the pots. There was no microwave. So it's kind of crazy that because it's something that's so convenient to us, it might be the one thing that's actually harming us the most, microwaving our food. So is that the reason why our parents' generation aged didn't have, well, maybe they did have the same health issues we have. We just didn't know. Think about it. Did our parents? I don't know. Do you know, Leonard? If your parents had the same health issues we had?
No, look. Now this is something I'm passionate about. The truth of the matter is, it's enough science out there right now that tells you that plastics, the stuff that probably could put it in, they wrap processed food in, has totally diminished testosterone levels in men. It's endocrine disruptors. And if you don't have these conversations with one another because you still holding on to this macho bullshit, you're not gonna know. Testosterone levels are at all-time low for all ages, including men up until they're 80. And so when you having problems there, it's typically because of outside disruptors. One of the biggest things you shouldn't do, which Bruce just said, is never microwave your stuff in plastic. Never, ever.
Damn, that means I can't eat lunch at all.
Ever.
That's That's the only way I cook my food. That's the only way I can reheat my food at work.
Get ceramic and glass, and right, and we don't reheat on the stove anymore in the oven. And and the thing about it is, it's one of the things I'm going through with my grandkids right now. I'm trying to get my granddaughters, because we taught them that so many young men, a lot of young men are on TRT because their testosterone is plummeted. And these big companies know that. They know that. They know it. They know it. They just don't give a fuck. And black men just don't talk about it. We just don't have. You and I've had this conversation, intimate conversations. You don't like the word intimate. What all that means is I'm letting you know some stuff that I'm not comfortable letting other people know. And testosterone has not decreased in mother. Testosterone has decreased greatly around the world. Maybe not as much as the mother country, but for those African countries who are now taking up a Western diet, it is decreasing. All those countries who are taking up, and obesity. Japan is one of the few countries that, even in Japan schools, you cannot serve processed food. It has to be cooked fresh. In Japan, elementary and primary schools, they have to cook the food fresh with no processed food in it whatsoever. Which is why their longevity is greater, which is why they don't have a lot of blood clots and DVTs. And we And sedentary lifestyle, I agree. It's the same
Oh
thing.
yeah, yeah. That part I'll agree. The sedentary lifestyle, we do have that. And
Um,
I've said this.
but
One
I
of the
want to say something.
problems.
I want to say something
Go
before you
ahead.
go. I want to touch that. My brother-in-law, my former brother-in-law, I've had plenty of conversations about this. It's damn near impossible to turn around testosterone levels with what you put in your body over the last 30 years. Damn near impossible. And you do all that stuff. You got to get out, get some sun. You got to move. But again, the science they have over 25 years of science on this now, and with testosterone they got over 40. Um, that you know it's affecting. It affects how you sleep. And I'll be the first to admit I just started because he encouraged me that I try it because I hadn't had a good night's sleep. I don't think in 3 years, not sleep.
Hold
And
up, you
that's
haven't had a good night's sleep.
not. I thought I was. I thought I was, but I got
So
so used to such interrupting those patterns. Um, um, yeah, but that's a totally different thing from um, the birth rates. When we start talking about going to sync, birth rates are down all over, particularly in European countries all over the world. But that's a whole nother conversation. And Marion, there you go. There you go. See,
see, you know what? That Don was you talking about CPAP,
mm-mm.
and I was gonna say in reference to
I
what
don't
Blue was talking
snore.
about with sleeping.
Yeah.
CPAP to me, I have a CPAP machine. I can't stand that damn thing. I can't stand it. I don't like being restricted. And I'm trying to find an alternative to one of those things. I do snore. Um, but I have a bed that's supposed to one of those inclined beds that's supposed to help you with sleeping and all of that. Now, whether or not it actually works, I don't know. I have no idea. But well, let's say whether or not I'm snoring, I don't know. But I do know that it's not. My sleep patterns are severely interrupted, mainly because I I have to get up and use the bathroom so much, which is another problem when you get older. I call it OP30 because it's always I piss more at night than I do during the day, which is quite funny to me. In the hours that I sleep, I get up to use the bathroom more than when I'm actually up awake in that 4 to 5 hour or 6 7 hour period, however long I sleep. Um, I get up to use the bathroom some nights 3 times, and that's when I'm sleeping well. Next thing I know, I'm in a deep sleep. Next thing I know, I turn over. Oh shoot, I got to pee because I turn over. But it's not. Does the CPAP machine actually help you sleep? That's another thing. Does it actually help you sleep? Said don't drink a lot. I don't drink a lot, Mary. I don't drink a lot. I really don't. I try not to. Although I guess the medication I do take that right before I go to sleep. I guess I should take it earlier in the night. Take it around 8 o'clock. I guess I won't do it. But there's also another problem. There are times when I wake up when I wake up when I didn't drink much before I went to sleep. I wake up, my throat is dry, my mouth is dry as hell. I'm like, damn. So I got to go to the bag. We'll go to the kitchen and get something to drink because I'm sitting there like, why am I so thirsty? So it's almost a damned if you do and damned if you don't thing. Because when you got, at least in my opinion, when I have a dry mouth, I can't sleep. So I go get something to drink, and then turn around and go back to bed. But all of these things, as Linda said, these are discussions that we need to have. We need to pass this information on to each other. Um, Not knowing your family history too. Um, I really don't know my father's family too well. Barely know them at all, actually. Um, I know I had my father's mother. She had MS. I know my father died of congestive heart failure, and probably had other ailments that I don't know about. But other than that, I have no idea what his family history is. Now, I have a little bit better idea with my mother's family because I grew up with them. You know, my aunts are still here. I saw my mother going through her health problems and things of that nature. So I have a better understanding of that side of my family. But this is something else that we need to tell each other. We need to pass along that information onto our kids.
I want to say this. Look, the one thing I agree with Bruce is this: the science is there that a large part of the problems people have is because they are sedentary. They won't exercise. There's so many studies out there that they've done in nursing homes. What happens when you use progressive weightlifting? What happens when you walk? They have literally gone in and did progressive weightlifting with people who haven't been exercising in years, in their 80s, and they will tell you that the results are astounding within 6 months. People who can't walk, they get them in there and they get them on an exercise program. So a lot of the stuff we're talking about boost that. Palmetto, I haven't taken Palmetto. I'll have to look into it. But walking and your VO2 max and stomach fat says a lot about what type of shape you're in. You know, that's my brother chiming in, and he just came from the gym. You know, yeah, you're not gonna be active. You know, so many of our friends, Marion looks good for his age, and so many of our friends, you can go around them even now. You know that if you've been exercising, you think to yourself, man, you watching them move, they can't even move. Me and Bruce and I've had this conversation. They shuffle up, and you just sitting there thinking, man, all you gotta do is get up and have the will to walk. I would advise everybody to go have blood work done. See what your markers are. It's not that expensive, and that's another thing. I think we've been trained to not invest in ourselves. Like, you don't put any money into yourself in a month. You'll pay your car note of $760 or whatever it may be, but you won't go and get your blood work done and invest in yourself. And one thing me and Brian and I have been blessed is my dad always invested in himself. You know, my dad exercised as long as I can remember. And I don't know how Brian would say. He would say, you can invest in yourself now. It's gonna pay a dividend later. Through everything. Put it on my nightstand. Take a sip. I do 2.5 cups every night, like in the morning right now. But I'm up every day because I'm at the gym every day at 5. But by 9 o'clock, I typically have almost 8 cups of water. But I move. None of that matters. Like Bruce said, if you don't move, you could throw in the towel. You're not gonna move, you could throw in the towel. None of that matters.
Well, and you know, with me, I got into a habit. I was actually doing very well in terms of exercising and lost like 25 pounds, probably more than that, in 2023, and was doing very good. And because I was exercising regularly, working out, had a trainer, doing all the stuff, all the necessary stuff, was doing good. The thing that threw me off, and I didn't realize it until later, what threw me off was the death of my mother. Literally, I had just finished working out when I got the phone call that my mother had died. I literally had just finished. I mean, it was not even I had finished working out, got something to eat, was sitting down to eat, just finished eating, boom, get the phone call. And I have not been able to get back on track since then. Mentally, I don't know what it is. And I love to walk. Love to walk. I go down to the river watch all the time. Well, I should, not all the time, not as much as I should. But I go down to the river watch because I love to walk. I love to look at the river because I love water. I love the scenery, all that stuff. And it gives me a chance. I listen to music. I got my headphones on, so I have no distractions. And I'm just looking at the water, looking at the vegetation, looking at the buildings, looking at the people, just enjoying that type of environment. That I'd love to do that.
I just wanted to be known that another alpha joined the meeting. God damn, I'm sick of y'all.
Yeah. Yeah, your day has been improved for real. Matter of fact, your mental capacity has been improved since we entered the room. We done helped you out for real. Anyway, it is a mindset. Bruce is right. It is a mindset. Um, and when I start to get myself into the mindset of doing it, I do it. And then something will happen and I get stressed or whatever. But it is a great stress reliever. Just walking. I don't have to do anything else but walk. I love the water. I love to swim. I was doing that for a while here, but I have no excuse. Really and truly, I have no excuse. I come home and I feel so tired when I come home. I just want to take a nap. But that's also a symptom of not being active because I'm not active as I was. I'm in more pain. I sleep more, and hence during this time period since I've been here in Augusta, I've gained about 15 pounds. Just in I haven't even been here a year. Gained about 15 pounds, and I feel it. And that's the reason why I walk slow, Leonard. It ain't got nothing to do with me getting older. It got
That's why
something to do
that's
with
why she
these
called you old
disrespectful
man.
knees and gaining weight again, and they hurt.
That's why
That's what
she
it's
called
got
you
something
old
to do.
man.
No, she called me. Oh, listen. Let's be real. She was flirting with me. Okay,
You
let's
already
be
did.
real with it.
You already did 28 minutes.
Yeah,
Let's keep it
yeah.
keep it what we
She was
talking about.
flirting with me. She saw this sexy ass and was like, got it going on. And she just used the wrong terminology. If she had said, damn, you looking good today, it'd have been all right. Because that's what she really wanted to say. But she
Hey man,
chose the
hey man, hey man,
wrong
hey man.
terminology, the wrong phrases.
Have we had enough unks getting in trouble in the last 2 weeks? Let's change. He done dirty that. He done dirty that word. He done dirty that word.
Well, listen, hold
Let's
up.
go for another word. He dirty that word.
No. You ain't gonna put me in that category. You ain't gonna put me in that category. No. He damn near pedophile with his stuff. He half a step above a pedophile. No, I don't do that.
I get injections in my knees because I don't want another surgery. Wow.
See, I don't want the injections. That shit hurts. And it don't work. They don't
If it
work.
works, ask if it works.
I've had them before. I've had them. And all it did was give pain. It gives a temporary relief, maybe a month. And it goes back to being as worse as it was before, just as bad as it was before. Why go through that pain for a month of comfort? And it costs a lot of money. I'd rather just go ahead. Well, hold up, Don, how many surgeries have you had? Oh no, that's Stacy. Stacy, how many surgeries have you had? That's the question. Because you say you don't want another one. How many have you had?
While he's answering that, I follow this guy on YouTube called Aaron at Squat University. Excuse me. He gives you plenty of exercises. He's a PhD physical therapist. And he really, really concentrates on the knees. How to relieve pain. One of the things he says that I've really been trying to incorporate is most knee pain is not because of the knees. It's because of imbalances in your hips. So he stresses that you have to. He stresses that you have to get your hips in a line and do hip exercises. Stresses that, and that's his whole thing, man. If you don't get your hips in a line, your knees gonna hurt. So I would
see, and that's another thing too. With me, when I hurt my hip a few months ago, that's when my pain started increasing. And it's so funny because the VA swears up and down that me hurting my hip has nothing to do with my knees. When it was my knee that buckled that made my hip start hurting because I lost my balance. So that's why but that's neither here nor there. That's a VA thing. We're gonna get that straight. But and I have to have Bruce. I have to have a hip injection next month because they want to do a hip replacement. Who is he talking to? Yeah, Dr. Wright, since you were a child, yeah, that does do it.
I'm on another Zoom call. You know that.
You on the phone. Anyway, let us move on. The whole thing about getting older is we do, and if we had somebody had talked like Leonard and Brian said, their father gave them an exercise lifestyle. He showed them, he demonstrated an exercise lifestyle. And I say this one thing: if you see your parents do something, more than likely you will end up doing it too. Like one of the things that I praised my mother about, something that she always did in front of my brother and I. She was always reading something. Two things my mother did: she was always reading, and she was always watching TV. And those are two habits that I have right now. I love to read, and I love to watch TV. Now the TV I need to cut out more. I need to cut
Here's the
that
thing.
out.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. You can stretch and do mobility exercises while you're watching TV. You
I
really
agree.
can do it. And if
Actually,
you
I need to get one of those little pedal things. That's what I
get
need
you
to
one
get.
of those, get you a yoga mat. You just got to start doing stuff.
I know
How
that,
old was Mr.
man.
Watkins when he passed? He was 82. He was 82. He was 82 and he was suffering from TIAs. And he told my older brother when he was going for surgery, basically, fuck that. I ain't going for that surgery. I done had a good life. It's going to be what it's going to be. So, I admire
What is
how he
TIA?
TIAs, mini
What is
strokes,
that?
mini strokes.
Oh, okay. All
You
right.
should go get checked for that too. Mini strokes. You should go get checked for that. You should have your blood work done. Everybody should go get checked for that. Check to see if you're having TIAs. Just mini strokes. To get
But
checked for that.
we as Marion said, we do need, our culture is a very sedentary culture. Um, and I'll say this, we need to have a change of culture, especially in our community. Of I hate to say it because I love me some fried foods. I really do love fried foods, but not eating as much fried food, not eating as much processed food, um, eating more fresh stuff. Now, that stuff is kind of hard. Eating more vegetables, eating more vegetables is easy. Um, which is, I'll say this. This also goes back to the whole eating more vegetables things. Something that I'm very passionate about, and I'm trying to figure out how to rectify a situation here in Augusta.
What your
Get
frat
people on
brother
board
said.
with doing it.
Hey, look what your frat brother said.
Yeah. I noticed that. I was with some people a few weeks ago, and I was like, man, we were hold on. I was with who was I with? I was with Marlo, Gerald Boy, see Marlo Magnum, Gerald Boy, Lanier, uh uh and two of Gerald's brothers. And there was somebody else there too. I can't remember who else was there. And we were having dinner, and we
You're
spent
having an
about
old man
15 minutes.
moment right now.
Yeah. No, that ain't an old man moment. That was about 4 months ago. But we were literally having conversations about the medications we were taking. So, Brian, you are right. When we spent about 15 minutes talking about the different medications we had and the different aches and pains that we were having, that we all experienced. So yeah, that is a part of being old. That is a part of being old. I will admit that. But that ain't the old man though. That ain't the old man. That's the OG. That's the uncle.
Don, when you start doing this.
No. I tell you what, when you do this, that's the old man stage. When you got your when the font on your phone is set to blind. When you got your font so damn big, I can from across the room read what somebody just texted you with your old nasty ass, sending nasty ass text that I can read. Like you nasty as hell. When I can read your text, that's when you old. And I ain't at that stage yet.
If you read my old nasty ass text, you got a problem bigger than what I can solve.
No, No, you know what? I'm sitting there across the room and I can see everything in your text. Like, God damn, boy, will you bring that down? Whole
Don,
world reading what you
Don,
say.
what he really doing? He's trying to see the link so he can look at what you looking at.
It's that always so funny when I see people. I was like, damn, do you have your font set to blind? How the hell do you need it that damn big? And you got glasses on. What are you doing? Maybe it's me because I keep mine. I can't do that big font. That drives me crazy. Is it? I can't read the fine print on the medicine bottles too much, but I can damn sure read my phone. And you all got the phone all up in here like this. That's crazy as hell to me. Like, dude, really? You got readers. Hold up. You got readers in You got readers in your bag. You got readers in your car. Got one next to the nightstand. One in the kitchen.
Yeah. I know we're running out of time, but since I started off with some crazy shit, I'm gonna end it. I jumped on my Instagram today, of course. You know how the algorithm, no matter what you look at, sends you anything. If you looked at a dog, they send you 100 dogs. On mine popped up this lady. I didn't know who she was. Gray hair. So I listened to it, and I guess she was a throwback porn star. And I'm like, okay. And I didn't know who she was, but she was talking about who her audience is right now. And she says, well, my audience right now is exploding because I get all the old guys that want to be nostalgic.
Yeah, makes sense.
She cracked me up. I was like, what? She's like, I'm doing better than I ever been doing.
Oh, the OnlyFans? Yeah, of course. That's where the money at. Shoot.
She said she doing better.
That need to be my side hustle. Give me an OnlyFans page.
When you get to your high school reunion and 1/3 of your class is no longer there. Whew.
Well, you know what though? Hold on.
Hang out with me and Kenneth every Saturday.
I was gonna say this. I'm gonna say this about that. We're not at our 50-year reunion. I just did 40. And that's about right for us. Because some of them are deceased. And matter of fact, in the last year since I've been here, since I've been in Augusta since July, I think we've lost about three of our classmates since July. So really? Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Two. I know at least two off the top of my head. I think there's a third one. I can't think of who it is. But yeah, it's been about two or three since July.
So look, do this before we end. Run down for the people that are on here. Run down some of the stuff that Bruce said. He said palmetto seed. What did he say? Palmetto seed.
Salt palmetto.
We said exercise, palmetto seed. That you ought to start. Try to take it at night. Brian said, have you ever tried a humidifier? No, honey, your thermostat with a humidifier, you can increase the humidity. Change how I slept. I thought I stayed awake for my time of service. Morning drink, sea moss, aloe. I will tell you again, for me, and I don't have any problems because I just started it. The testosterone gave me sleep like I hadn't had in years. I will say that. I don't know. I've only been in it for a very, very short time, so I don't know. And I'm keeping a journal of
it. In what form do you take testosterone?
Mine is injectable, so I'm looking for 90 days. It's injectable.
So you sticking yourself every day?
No. Hell no. You don't do it every day. You do it once a week. So, but hold
up. Do you do it? So it's like because I've never heard of testosterone injection.
It's called TRT. Go look it up. And what? Go look it up. It's been around early. It's been around since the 40s, but the science has been doing it since the late 80s.
What is it called?
Testosterone.
I know what testosterone is. I'm saying, what is the stuff that you're taking?
TRT. Yes, it's testosterone. It's called testosterone replacement therapy.
Oh, so you go to the doctor for that?
No, you don't have to do that anymore.
So you inject it like you inject insulin?
Yeah.
And as Don said, as Marion says, where do you inject it at?
You can do it.
You ain't injecting in your balls, are you? You ain't doing that shit, are you?
No. This. Hey, look, everybody watching this.
I had to say it.
Wait. Everybody watching this. This is why black men don't have intimate conversations with the black men, because we can't help ourselves.
It was right there. It was
I know.
right there.
I look. I know.
That's where the testosterone comes from. So I'm like, hold on. This kid sticking himself in the balls with a needle every week. That ain't good.
Brian, to tell you, I grew up in a family of 5 boys. I went to Morehouse. If you can't take the ribbon,
oh yeah, you can't.
You might as well throw in the towel, because you ain't going around no black men that's not happy.
Hey, but you've been around my family. You was at Kenny's graduation party. You see how we roll.
Yeah. I know.
You ain't nobody safe. Nobody's safe. But that's how it's supposed to be.
No, you don't inject it in your. No. You don't ingest it there. You do inject it in the fat of your stomach, or you can ingest it in the muscle of your thigh. But that's not highly recommended. It helps other stuff. I'll let y'all go look that up. Depending on where you were. A lot of the men's libido goes down. It drops, but that's because it's the environment. Bruce should know this. The environment has been bombarding your body since we were born with some of the shit they done put into the foods. That's the science is there right now. The new science is trying to study. So it's a new study that just came out that they're now proving that microparticles of plastic from the plastic water bottles is starting to build up in your brain and causing strokes. And they don't know how to combat it right now. And it's very minute. But all you need is a minute clump to cause
the soft plastic or the hard plastics?
It's plastic shaves. All plastic shaves. That's without a doubt.
No, I'm talking about like I have a thick hard plastic water bottle that I drink water from.
They're now okay. So now they're telling you get you a glass bottle or ceramic, because plastic shavings of plastic go into everything. That's why Bruce said, do not put your plastic in the microwave. Whatever you do, don't do that. They're telling you some microwave. Think about all the popcorn. Think about all the popcorn we've eaten. Microwave popcorn. They've known that has not been good for people. It melts into the food.
They even eat microwave popcorn.
And so plastic is, like Bruce said, so now like I said, I just saw this study 3 weeks ago, and I saw it and immediately pulled it up. And now they say, okay, what can we do about it? They're saying that plastic is now accumulating like clots. Clots can be broken up. They don't know what to do about the plastic. They just didn't give a damn, because humans are just a commodity. So that's going to affect everything: your mood, your sex life, how you walk, how you run, and throwing, like Bruce said, throwing that you don't exercise. You don't exercise, you won't change your diet, you're drinking out of plastic, bro. You just, your testosterone is low. You're not sleeping well. You might have sleep at. You just something has to change. So if you can't do anything, shit, we've been hearing this now since we were young. Man, start walking like you were. Walk. My dad walked all the time. My dad just gave us a good example. He really did. My dad and my mom were totally opposite. My dad just, if you're gonna live. Sir. Paper towels, Yohibi, man, I can't do that. Yohibi. Oh my God. That Yohibi make you mad. Whew. You'll be mad. I done tried a lot of stuff. Be careful about Yohibi, particularly if you put it on your tongue, because you'll be snapping at people, particularly if you're not going to work out after you take it. If you're going to take Yohibi, you might want to go exercise ASAP.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
But listen.
Yohibi will speed up.
I got to go. We got to go, man. It's after 11 o'clock. You said you had somewhere to be, and I got somewhere to be.
Let me say this and we get off. I had quite a few comments last week about, hey, we like y'all talking about politics, but it was great to change it up. Men's health. I've had a couple of people call and say, can you start talking about men's health, men's mental health, with Black men in particular? We'll do that more often. I encourage you all to come on the show. I can take up to 10 guests on the show. 10. I believe in having new voices. So yeah, I did in my 30s, but yeah, not no more. Won't do your Hebe right now. Your heart be like this, Kenneth. It's like that. I won't do that. So look, I encourage y'all to come on the show. I welcome you to come on the show. Kenneth welcomes you to come on the show. I can hold up to 10 people to have these conversations. These conversations need to be had in our community. It's a lot going on. And just this conversation is what I dreamed this to be about. It's a lot going on in our community that people in our age, we drop the ball on. And we got to be able to talk and have action. So please come on the show.
See, you were chastising me for talking about being an old man, and look what it led to. Being called old man, look what it led to. A very poignant discussion on men's health. And we also found out something that helped Leonard with his 5 pumps and done syndrome.
Hey, look,
on that note, I got to go. Listen, y'all, it's been a very good discussion. A very lively discussion, pun intended. Y'all have a good one. Be safe. Have a good week. I'm on my way to the ATL, to that party, the Alpha party. So, Brian, if you're gonna be there this year, holler at a brother. I'll see y'all. I'll see you out there.
I'll see y'all next week, man. Y'all come on the show. See y'all next week. Peace. All right, man. I got you.